Hello and welcome everybody, and this is my interpretation, I suppose, of the Resident Evil Mansion. I did this as a project for in Unreal Engine. I originally wanted to test to see if I could make stuff using just Megascans items, is the best term. And then it kind of developed into something larger. We had a lot of love from the community when I was doing my Twitch stuff. We had people like, oh, you know, all these Resident Evil fans and that, and they wanted to see what if I could actually make the full mansion. Originally, it was designed to be just this area that you're looking at now, which is the entrance to the mansion, and the kitchen area. That was all I was originally going to do. I didn't want anything else more than that. And yeah, I don't know what happened. It just became a bit more than what it was. So as we progress through, you'll see a lot of things which I'll explain about as we go through. Obviously, luckily at this time when I was doing this, we had a asset pack that came out, which gave me a lot of like not mansion stuff, but fancy house, like rich fancy house space items. I was like, yes, I get to use these. Because at the time, this didn't really, when this came out, it wasn't the Unreal Engine 5, it was still 4, so we didn't really have the decent modelling tools, and I didn't want to go into the modelling side of it just yet. That was also another thing. That wasn't the plan, that wasn't what this was designed for. It was designed to test if I could just make something using Megascans. That was it. I did another project previously, which was using just certain stuff from asset packs. That went okay, and then like I said, we moved on to this, which was using just Megascan stuff. And then later on, I've actually done something else which I might release at another point in time. I haven't decided. I don't know whether I will, but we might do. I might do some videos of it if people enjoyed seeing that sort of stuff, where I created a Lego castle, one of my old ones, using just the modelling kits from Unreal Engine 5. Again, that's turned out quite right. So I like to set myself these little tasks to do, and saying this was a bigger one, and this has ended up being a massive project than what I originally intended and originally wanted it to be. But here we are, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying it. So the plan, all the plan was, it was to go in, and I say just to do the main entrance and the kitchen. I did it all to scale, perfectly to scale of what it was, and then all of this part as well is done to scale. So that's another quite interesting point of it, is I took pictures from the Resident Evil 1 remake, which I've finished numerous times and a few times like myself. I did an knife only with Jill, which was quite a fun one. So to say I'm not familiar with it is probably not a statement. I'm very familiar with the Resident Evil Mansion. Resident Evil 1 was one of my first PlayStation games I've ever played, actually. So that was quite, you know, Resident Evil's been with me all my life. I've done Resident Evil 8 as well in, I think, less than 2 hours. I need to do that again on a new game, not New Game Plus, but again, that was in the future. We talk about this, we're not talking about all that sort of stuff, we talk about the mansion. And I tried to aim to as close as what the colour scheme was, also to what the remake was. I did try to do some post-processing stuff, but it didn't come out as I wanted to. I wanted to try and get that dark, that grunge, that really dull effect. But then also the problem that came with that is when you make it dark, you can't actually see the effort that I put into it. And I was like, no. I want you guys to be able to see the effort of what I did going into this and the time. This didn't take as long as I was expecting it to do either. I think I was working on this a total of 6 months, and I wasn't full time. I work full time as it is, and this was just my evening sort of stuff as a mini hobby side of stuff. And it was really interesting to see that I could do this in a quicker time. And as I said, this was using pre-made asset packs, which is good. And by the way, that clock's working. I know this sounds strange, but the fact that that clock is working as well is quite interesting. And the reason why that is because half the time, every time I put that into a game to be used, it never worked. I don't know what happened with the hands, they just disappeared. But for some reason in this one, it is now working. Just a little fun fact. I don't know if it's something to do with the Unreal Engine 5 or not. I can't tell you. I don't know what happened with this drum kit. The drum kit we seen just a second ago in the music room. Unreal Engine 5, I don't think it likes Megascan stuff. Don't know, not Megascans, the Unreal Engine 5's Megalights, sorry. I don't know why, but it just didn't. It just started weirdly flickering and all that kind of stuff, but yeah. This is the music room, obviously, we've got all this. I just wanted to include, like, the bar stuff. I didn't have access to, like, wine and that kind of bottle assets, and I didn't want to, like, make my own. As I said, it wasn't planned for that, so I didn't do that. So we got what we got. I did miss out the basement and the kitchen area. I didn't want that. That would have been another longer project. And also, contrary to what you might think, the mansion is actually not designed very well. Until you make it to scale, half the stuff does not. I can't explain it. It doesn't. It doesn't match. Nothing works. It just doesn't seem to fit in. It didn't make any sense. Why this room's here? Why is that there? Why is this as this is? Why this should be something above this, but there isn't. Oh, you know, you gotta give a bit of shout out to my own artwork as well, my own Photoshop artwork. So we had the Dark Souls goblet, which was one of my first proper decent photo manipulation stuff, and my daughter in the Jedi training form as well. Gotta add them in there. Sorry. Oh, we've got the fallen armor here, which is obviously really cool. The lighting killed it. I put mega lights on when Unreal Engine 5 came out. I'm going to put this across, and it went from 30 FPS up to 60 FPS, and that is with me captivate. We're now progressing through to the West Wing. Based on last say, this is all the remake. Again, there should be windows there. So in one of the rooms, which is up here on the other side, you've got the room that went into previously with where the crow turns left and right, and you've got the gem eyes. There should be windows in there, but there can't be windows because that exists. I know it sounds strange. Again, things shouldn't exist as they do, and it's really made me think of like, what's going off? What's kicking off with this? Well, we've progressed into the library now, and I felt like this is one of the most realistic looking areas that I made, actually, and the post-processing that I did for it, I worked a lot on, and I was surprised myself and going, this looks really, really good, so I'm really impressed. Obviously, this is the part where we fight Yawn 2. And I wanted to try and make it as close to it as possible, as it's not meant designed to be accurate at all. It's just my interpretation of with what I had to work with. But just as walk around simulation kind of thing, it works well for what it is. Will I ever release it? Probably not. If you guys want it, I'll probably get it for free somehow, but it's not designed to be anything more than what it is. I couldn't sell this because it's not in a condition to be sold. It was never designed in a condition to be sold at all, ever, either. It was, could I do it? Yes, I could do it. Was I happy with it? I'm moderately happy with it. I could do stuff differently. I know I could do stuff differently. Looking at it now, I could do things a lot more differently. But it came out well. It came out pretty good. We are now moving back into the hallway to the eastern side. I think we're going downstairs. Yes, we're going downstairs. Oh, there's the RPD poster again. Yeah, the loading became an issue. I don't know why it was black. It never seemed to load in. That picture didn't again on the other ones. I think it was something to do with the Unreal Engine 5 and whatever asset pack texture that was didn't work, so that was a bit of a pain. It was supposed to be glass. This next bit works really well with the Lumen and Megalights, where we've got the reflection working through, and the fact that it's a full render of what it is at the back, I was really, really pleased with the new Megalights and Lumen side of that, so that works well and noting for my future horror game projects that I've got planned. So I can't wait to put that sort of stuff in. Which is going to be really good. Moving through to the next section, which is the art rooms area. Again, the reflections, I thought the Megalites and Lumen have worked really well. They provide that, I don't know, they provide that realism to it. And that's obviously what this was designed for, is that realism as much as I could, which I was really impressed by. Obviously, we are limited by the asset packs, which is why obviously some stuff looks a bit meh compared to other things, whereas the mega scans items always look superb, and it's something which I'll always continue to work with them. They're huge, but I've got ways around it now that I've learned to kind of cut down the size where possible. Progress through the northeastern side. This is pretty cool, where we will see the bathroom first, and then there's something around the corner which I really want to show you guys, which is really, really good. Obviously, bathtub, that's from the farmhouse pack. If you see a lot of these horror games out there, particularly ones which people like Instant play on their games, and they say, oh, we recognise this horror asset pack from Unity thing. No, it's Unreal Engine, it's the farmhouse pack. So I wanted the zombies, and I wanted it to look like the clawing at the windows, and it took me a little bit of time to get these working, and it looks really good. The game turned out really, really well. Right, here. So on the map, that above there is a room directly above it. That makes no sense for how big that block is that comes down. I don't know how it works. I don't know what's supposed to be there, but somehow it works anyway. Again, I enjoyed the look of this room. I thought it just worked really well. It just looked to get that realism look to it. So I had no complaints to that. Moving into the far western side. We have the art room with the stages of life. I continued on with the original Resident Evil designs of the paintings. I felt like I wanted them. For some reason, some stuff did not load. Again, I don't know if it was to do with something else, or to do with the mega scans. I don't know. Megalites. I don't know. But it is what it is. Moved through to one of my favourite areas of the game. This is obviously where we encounter the zombie around the corner and go into this storage room, I suppose. Oh, I don't know if you noticed, I replaced all the typewriters with the gramophones. I don't have a typewriter access to the asset pack, so I used a gramophone instead. I thought it worked well. I really liked that, and the reflection worked really well in this. All the different weird horror posters that we've got on the walls. And this moves around to this area. So this is a room that leads on to where I think we fight the Yawn 1 in the original game. But then that also changes in the remake to where it's the statue place. I think I'll go back to that in a little bit. I completely forgot about it. There's the deer head. So that was quite funny, because the deer head's actually real deer body with like fully animated and that sort of stuff. But as you walk through one section to another, it just despawns it. So that was worked on that way. I had to work that out. It's using Matrix Pack, believe it or not, the computer and that. Which I thought was really cool. And then for some reason that happens. Again, it was working, and then suddenly it's the reflections just kick in and it just stops loading. I don't understand why, and it was causing a lot of FPS issues. Again, another reason why I probably won't release this as a full release. The jerking is to do with the actual game loading. I will try and cut out as much as I can of these. But some of them are unavoidable as the video, no matter how many times I recorded it, to look like that. It just kept happening with the update Unreal Engine 5. I think it was just the transfer across from one engine to another. So it's a little bit of a shame that I need to fix it at some point, but I've got this video done of what people wanted, so that's what we get, unfortunately. But I did it. On to my next project today, which will be a horror game. I've got ideas for it. I need to start doing that when I get a chance, unfortunately. Full-time work getting in the way. So this room is obviously the other study room at the back, on the north eastern wing The little chess set there that they had in the room, and also a little bit of lights. Yeah, I tried to focus and fix on it using just the images that I had as much as possible. It wasn't always 100% accurate, but I did what I could with what I had to work with. We also got this room, which again, I really love this room. I had to rechange the ideas of it, but the essence of the room still existed. You could push the buttons lit up. That was like something at the back where you obviously grab the emblem, I want to say, on this one. I can't remember what it is on the remake. Damn, I can't remember. Or was it a mask? I think grab the mask. I think get one of the death masks, don't we? I don't think the gate could open. No. But obviously we had all that. And then going to the actual Yawn Fight 1 area, which is down this way. This is where find is it Ricardo? Oh, Richard, not Ricardo, Richard. My apologies. Why did I say Ricardo? Enrico, I was thinking Enrico. No, we'll find Richard. Again, that keeps happening. I reloaded them back in a few times and they disappear and then suddenly just happen again. I think it's something to do with how it just works with the, let's say, the import from one engine to another. I thought these turned out quite well because that room was just, it looked like it was covered in webs. I couldn't work out if it was or not, or it was just like a load of dust filling the room or something, but yeah, this is what it was. But anyway, we are coming to the end of our tour of the Resident Evil Mansion now. So remember, if you guys want to see more of this sort of stuff, make sure to subscribe. I'm doing some Planet Coaster 2 stuff. I'm going to do some more art-based stuff, where some like photo manipulation stuff and some proper, some original ideas that I'm going to be coming up with. More of the Unreal Engine stuff, if you enjoy this side of things, will be coming in the future. But until then, if you enjoy it, keep walking back around again. You get to experience it as many times as you want. Hopefully I can do another version of this in the future where it looks better, when I've got more skills and knowledge. But until then, catch you in a bit, guys. Bye.